Welcome back to the channel, folks. My name is Joel Duggan. If you're just tuning in, if you've been with us for most of the afternoon, thanks for sticking around. We finished the Lego Star Wars Princess Leia Bouche helmet earlier today. I think it was 75351 was the set on that. Really cool little build. Really cool little build. And sent in by the community, which is just phenomenal. So we'll be moving on to Ecto 1 next week. For now, we're back in Satisfactory, and we left off on the cusp of getting our steel production on the go. I have to come up with a blueprint for the steel production, and we have to come up with more iron and bring it into the factory. There's lots around, we just have to choose where we're going to get it from. So that's what's up first. And it's nighttime. So that is probably a decent idea, or a decent time rather, to look at the spreadsheet. Because we're not going to be able to see much in game. We are working on heavy modular frames. They are down here. So what we were doing was we needed 20 foundries to produce the steel ingots for the constructors and the steel pipes, as well as the steel pipes going to the assemblers for industrial beams. However, there's room for 40, and we need pipes for other things. So we're pushing this 20 and doubling it to 40, which is why instead of 900 and 900, we need 1600 going in each of these. Rachel Oxley, thanks for coming in. Welcome, welcome. So, what I want to do is take a look at our rocky desert. And I guess I can do this in game too. Let me bring up the map. So these iron nodes are all accounted for. They're all going to the north leg smelting. It's only 900. So that's being used up at the moment. We are already using up the iron from the Devastator. And the iron from over here, I believe that's all being smelted up as well. So that's what? 14 and 15. 13, 14, 15. So there's iron over here, but it's at the wrong end. It's at the wrong end of the factory. I don't have a way to bring that in. Now we do have a couple of iron nodes over here that are pure and untapped, and we could bring them in. And that might be the easiest way to get the iron in. Because we're, like, you can see where we're standing here, facing the main steel facility is like right here. So bringing in this pure iron is probably the easiest way to go. However, it's not smelted. So we're gonna have to have to smelt that as well, which is, I kind of wonder whether I've made a mistake of routing in the iron that we're already smelting. We could take this around and hook it up to this. That could be one option as well. Some people tend to smelt things on site, but there's just so much of it. 600 per minute. We'd need... No, 1200 per minute. We'd need 24 smelters. I'm pretty sure that these are all accounted for. What did I say? 13, 14, 15? This is why I numbered them. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's the west stuff. South resources 13, 14, 15. Yeah. Iron ore. That's 600 a minute. That's floor 2, 3, and 4. So that's our screw production, rod production, and then what's left over is going to our steel production. mean, the good news is we're processing and producing the right amount now for what we need for heavy modular frames. Going pro with a spreadsheet. Oh, look, at this scale, you have to. At this scale, you have to. So where are we then as far as what we were actually bringing in? I should mark that down. We are bringing in 600 and 600, 1200. I think I have that written down in game. Oh my gosh. Frame rate. What is going on? Dislike. This will be a short stream if that keeps up. Oh yeah, this is... What is going on? I hadn't even looked to see what the gameplay was like. I wonder if it's because it's raining. It hasn't done this before though. Or anything? There's nothing running on my PC that shouldn't be. I mean, unless iTunes is causing a problem. Right, so we do have 1200 coming in. We need 900 for heavy modular frames, but we need 1600 for the full 40 foundries. Let me just take a look and see where that extra mine is. Would this be easy to belt up? I think it's just around the corner. Yeah, that's the iron node there. Those are two pure iron nodes. Well, they're far enough. It's not like they're super, super close. Yeah, I'd rather it come in already smelted. I have an idea for that, actually. I think we can probably bring it in on a train. Okay, so we'll bring it in. I'll show you on the map. We've got iron already untapped up here. And there's a copper processing plant that's unpowered. We're not going to do it with copper. I think we're going to use the iron for this. So we'll probably be able to do it there and then belt it up to the train and then use the scavenger train to bring down the iron. I think that's the safest bet. So we'll continue on with 40 smelters. For that, we need to work out the blueprint. And I'm pretty sure this is what I was looking to do. This setup right here. We've got exports to the ceiling. We've got imports coming in the bottom. So I have to reproduce this in the blueprint designer. And they're all next to one another, so it's just a matter of doing, I guess, starting this on the center but off by one is the hard part about doing it. So I'll start with a wall. And this whole thing is roughly 2 foundations. So I'll put the wall 1 foundation away from the middle. And then we've got two foundations there. I'm not sure what the middle of this is. Be there, I guess. So if I go over another 2, or another foundation to here. Then this is the space we're working in, this 2 section there. And that's on the line, but just 1 meter over from the center. And I have to remember that it's facing this way. Yeah, I'll just have to figure out a way to bookmark this for myself. So it's in the middle, but 1 meter off. And then, oh, this guy, this is going to make it larger than the 2. Right. That I'll have to figure out later. This, again, it's 1 meter off the center. Of this one. Right, so comes up to the 2 little dots, and it's a meter there. Comes up to the 2 little dots. Dr. Potato rating with a party of 2. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Ooh, did I put that too close to the edge? No. We'll just line everything up to work with it, I think. It's probably easier to have at least one of the edges line up with the foundation. Would be my guess. So I'm going to line up one of these edges. This way. And then we'll just attach everything else to this. What I'll do in the meantime is I'll save it, so we know what we're working with here. This is, I'm not even sure how to describe it. Steel. Foundry. I don't remember the name of the alternate recipe. Hardened steel, maybe? Again, Dr. Potato, thank you ever so much for the raid. Welcome in, folks. What were you up to on stream today? Minecraft. What were you playing what were you doing in Minecraft? I'm sure most of you know, as Dr. Potato has rated before, but I am a podcaster, streamer. The Spawn Chunks and the Citadel Cafe are the two podcasts, and of course this is Satisfactory we're playing now. I do stream a lot of Minecraft as well. Foundry, steel. You know what? I need to check that recipe. Steel ingot. Why is it not giving me the name of the alternate? I thought they gave you the name of the alternate. Did I write it down on my spreadsheet maybe? Solid steel ingot, that's what it's called. Okay. So foundries, solid steel ingot, high export. We'll include logistics. You can't. Solid steel ingot. Well, we know it's a foundry because you can't make steel in anything else. And then we'll do solid steel ingot foundries with lower logistics and vertical export. Icon foundry. Color, let's go for something like a red, maybe maroon. And the directory we'll set in production. And save. Just to kind of get us started. And the top floor export is 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all together. And that goes up to a splitter. Or a merger, rather. Now, which way did I say I wanted the merger to go? I want the merger to... It's all being sent upstairs. Steel ingots going this way, steel pipes going that way. Yes. Yeah, so I want the merger facing down the line. And this one, don't exactly remember where it is. Looks like it's a meter off the center, and it's in the back third. We'll find out quickly. Had it right the first time. Missing steel rods. Or iron rods. That's no good. Update is probably coming in June. Yeah, potentially. Dr. Potato with 100 bits. Thank you ever so much. Both a raid and some bits. Really appreciate the support. Rods. We shine anything else? Well, if we have to come back, it's not like we're very far. Yeah, there's definitely some things about the game that are going to improve with Update 8. I'm hoping there'll be a bit of a performance bump. I'd really like the option to get rid of the animals, but I don't know if we're going to get that until release. That takes care of that part. Might as well set the recipe. Solid steel ingot, 40 ingots and 40 coal. We will also... I guess we'll paint them a nice maroon color. Sure. I sometimes do different colors for the outputs, but we'll do it like that for now. Maybe the inputs will have colored. That'll be cool actually. We'll have coal and iron inputs. That'll make a lot of sense downstairs actually. So here we need floor holes. That makes this a little bit easier to place. What are you exporting? You're exporting 60 per minute, so that's a Mark 1. This is a Mark 1, that's a Mark 1, because you only need 40 coming in, so that's fine. Now, that is in the wrong spot. Somehow. Oh, I put it in the middle of the thing, not the middle of the foundation, that's what it is. So I'm temporarily placing these so I can line them up the way that I want. And then this way, when we remove these, we can then place this in the right situation. So I want... That's the line I want. So now when I grab the lift, nice smooth connection there, and then same thing here. Now, I had not given much thought to which is going to be which as far as the input goes. So, I am imagining the outside will be coal and the inside will be iron. Seems to make the most sense to me. So for coal, and then iron. Different colors. And I think the only thing left to do now is just worry about the power, and the power node is right there. So we'll attach power to the ceiling, I guess. Oh, wait a minute. We should do the power under the floor where we can't see it. That's pretty straight. I think my only other option would be next door. I think I like that better. Leans away from the machine a little bit. So we'll do that for power. Wonder if we'll be able to nudge those splitter mergers to exact places in Update 8. There is going to be a nudge feature. I don't know if that's specifically for blueprints or if there's a nudge mode for everything you build. I'm assuming there's a nudge mode for everything you build. It may not apply to like splitters. It might apply to what's the word I'm looking for? Buildings, like big things like refineries. It was just for factory buildings, yeah. So I don't know if you're belting things and your mergers and stuff are gonna. I think they have the green lines for that, which is unfortunately not a very clear way of communicating it. I would love for them to have like a hologram. Like if you go to build something, if you go to place something like this, I would love if there was like a grid hologram that would appear around it on the ground, just like this. Like a 1 meter by 1 meter, like just so you never have to rely on the foundations that you're building on. Just a nice grid, nice lined grid would be great. I would play with a mod like that. I would play with mods if the game was in full release and the mods were able to keep up to date. And I would play with mods if they were quality of life UI mods that didn't affect the gameplay, but just affected like how easy it was to build things and see what you're doing, right? So I think that's the whole blueprint, right? Like I don't think I need anything more than that. I think we're good. I'm going to remove all this. We don't need any of this. So this just has to be placed on something. And then we just have to line them up so that they all match in their distance. Oh, I also have to be careful when I flip this around, because if I rotate it, then this is going to be facing the other direction. So I have to do another one of these where that is in a different position. That's annoying. Or I could just build them all and remove that part. No, I don't think I'd do the input the other way. I think the input's going to be a straight run. because the way that this is going to work, there is 20 of these. There's 10 per line, and there's 4 lines. They each need 400, and we've got 1,600 coming in. No, 1,800 coming in. So I can actually regulate that by the belts. What I can do up here is, instead of having these round the corner, I can put smart splitters on each of these and only use 400 belts. Oh, wait a minute. That doesn't work out. $1,600 a minute, 1,800 a minute, 400, 400, 400. Yeah, so I'd need another belt. Well, I can combine 2 of them, and then I can use a smart splitter on 1. Future Joel problem, yeah. Well, the issue is that when we do the rows, do I have them all facing the right? Okay, so this is going to do the entire right-hand side, no problem. It's only then this side we'll have to flip and do the other way. But I think what I'll do is I'll load it up again and just save a duplicate when the time comes, when I know what I need to do. So we'll remove this stuff. And now I just need to do the spacing. See, like right now it comes up like that. You have to place it down here for it to be in the right position. So now I just have to work out the spacing for everything. So I'm going to remove that. And I'll get rid of all of these. Yeah, no, I've saved the blueprint. So all I need to do now is just figure out what I want to do for the horizontal spacing. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That comes about, it's 1, yes, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's 2 meters in. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. So we need it to be more like 6, right? I don't want to do this all over again, so let's just put in some temporary foundries. Two, 3, 4. So I want it to be 3. 1, 2, 3. Facing the wrong way. Whoops. Oh no, that was actually, it was facing the right way. 1, 2, 3 meters in. And now I'll just put down 10 of them and see if that looks better. A lot of measuring. Measure 3 times, cut once. So it doesn't seem like much, but we're a meter farther away here, but a meter closer in the other way, I think. And all of this is just to give us a little bit of extra room as we walk around. Yep. So the rows of green foundries should be lined up nicely. Yeah, it's almost a foundation and a half. And then same thing. Almost a foundation and a half. Okay. So that means this idea won't really fly. We'll have to do something slightly smaller than that. But that gives me, I can then use these guys to line things up with for that first position. So I should, in theory, should actually put this somewhere else. Oh, not far enough. The range on this pack really needs to improve. So now I'll grab my blueprint. And I should be able to line him up with that foundry. Harder than it looks. I don't remember whether the floor holes went over into the walkway. I don't think they did. No, the floor holes stayed in the foundation. And of course now I've lost the blueprint. So that's where it is, left and right. And then I guess all we really need to do is just... We know it's 3 meters from the edge, right? 1, 2... 3. Output is, yep, that's right. So we'll just check that. We've got inputs on this side. We've got inputs on this side, output on that side. And graphically those are bugged, but that'll get fixed when I reload the game. Yeah, so once you've placed it, and then you get your blueprint again, and then you, right now it says I'm in default mode. If I change by hitting R, I change to blueprint mode, and now it'll snap to the full bounding box of the blueprint. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't get out of here. I've lost the blueprint again. Like it drives me nuts that whenever you like do something like that, it changes your selection. 9 and then 10. And that should line up straight with that guy. Yep. So underneath here, this should be 1, 2, 3 meters to the edge. Yep. Right on the little dots. And yeah, right on the little dots. So that is everything sorted out there for the spacing. They look really cool when you line them up like that. And then this side is the same. We've got a left side of the building and a right side of the building. Yeah, blueprints are total game changers. They're tricky to set up and it takes a little bit of patience and some fiddling. And once you've done it once incorrectly, you'll understand the things that you need to do to have greater success. Now, here's where it gets complicated because I forgot about this thing down here. So we might have to do a custom job here because this is essentially covering up a rock thing. So I'll see how I handle that in the future. Over here, there's a issue there. So I'll have to maybe do a little bit of a custom job there. I think maybe starting with these ones, maybe we'll just raise these up. And that's fine. I don't mind. This gets me 80% of the way there, which is still saving me a lot of work. So then we just do it again. It should be pretty straightforward. And I just need to get some power and some hover pack stuff. So because this is the exact same blueprint, I should be able just to grab it again and place it down in blueprint mode, and they should all just lock together. I don't know how much space are between them. That's the only thing. Well, this comes to the edge. So it should come to the edge of that, I think, would be my guess. Ah, so here's the tricky part. In blueprint mode, it uses the edge of the entire blueprint, which you can see doesn't work because it's lining up the edge of the underside, the edge of the logistics floor, with the edge of the machine. So what we need to do is switch to default mode and then line it up this way. So it's in line technically, and then we just have to line it up with where we want it to be out here. And I would say it's up to how close we want these to be. How did I do it over here? Yeah, so those were touching. So I'll just do that. So at least we get the green arrow for the machine. Or at least we did. There it is. So I'll place one down. That's all good. These are really tightly packed. And then I don't know if the blueprint mode is going to work on this now. Because if I do blueprint mode again, it might focus on... Oh no, it's giving... I can click on this one or I can snap it to that one. See the difference? It bumps out to the left and then stays in shot. So stays in line there. Check our exports. The nice thing about the asymmetry of the Foundry is that you can tell kind of like which side your export thing is on, that it's facing the right way. So that's 2 iron plates. Missing iron plates. Okay. I've got some iron plates right next door. Am I low on anything else? I need to build more than that. Production. Cool. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. It's weird that they look black in the broad daylight. I find that very odd. I guess they've got some cast shadows and stuff on them. Alright. So that is half of it taken care of. Now, I guess the solution... We don't need these anymore because we've got these ones to line up against, so we don't need those. Don't need you. I'm probably going to need to delete this. I think this was just an example of what I was going to do. This is just going to be in my way of seeing what I need to do. It's going to be tricky. Get rid of these. And it was these ones here. So all of these foundations have to go. All right, there's that rock that I was talking about. So, to do this again, what I would have to do, I'm going to put down one probably incorrectly. So you can see right now we've got the outputs are facing the wrong way. So the inputs are the wrong way and the outputs are the wrong way. So the only thing that needs to happen, it's just the mergers and splitters that have to be reversed. really that's it. So I feel like if I just load one up in the blueprint designer and flip it, we should be good. Probably the easiest thing to do is just go load it up and try that. Thanks, Sandy. Shouldn't be anything else going the wrong way. I don't know what you mean. Load blueprint, please. And then we'll call this rev. Set directory, add blueprint here. Close that. And what we'll do is maybe we'll change the color to be a lot darker. Doesn't really matter whether it's left or right. I think I caught the sneeze in time. So now in our blueprint designer we should have two. That's pretty easy to tell apart. It might not be on stream, but I can see the difference in the color there. It's too bad you can't change the color of the building as well, but you did catch the sneeze. Good, thank you. That would have been loud had I not caught it. So we're losing the daylight here, so I'm going to soon take my break. But essentially what we need to do is just... we had the coal on the outside. And so if this gets reversed, the coal will still be on the outside. What we'll do is just grab one of these, put it here. And all that has to happen is this splitter needs to have the input on this side. So I just had to take this, grab the splitter, line it up, and then make sure it's facing that way. Same thing here. Grab that, grab this, and just line it up that way. Now the thing that I'm going to do, which I don't know if you have to, I am going to remove that and reattach the lift just to make sure that that connection is solid. And we'll have to repaint them as well. So we'll go down to, I think 7 was our coal. And then 4 or 5. And this has still got the same steel ingot, still got the same power connection. The only thing we need to do now is reverse this guy. And this is what I was talking about earlier, I think last week, or maybe this week, where I think Minipax and I both thought that you should be able to fly around in this cube without the electricity. So I had to create this kind of like scaffolding and power around this cube, which doesn't need power itself. So even if we had to hook it up to one power line and you get to hover inside this, I think it would be worth it. So I just need to grab a bunch of foundations here and just pillar up. Oh, that worked out perfectly. Nice. So same thing here. I'll just put an extra merger out that way. And all I have to do here is note that the merger currently exporting that way needs to go away from me. So we'll just grab the merger and we'll make sure, because the game flipped it automatically, it's actually in the right spot. So merging away. Delete all the concrete. Paint you. The steel items in the game have got little red bands on them. That's why I like to put kind of like a red or maroon color on them. So that should be it. That should be everything reversed. We've got inputs, 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 output, output, and output. Input and output are two words that if you say them over and over and over again, they start to lose all meaning. Confirm. Clear the designer. Just in time for a break. And I'm right by train track 2. Reconnect the lift. Oh, right. Thank you. I will do that when I get back. Don't let me forget. Reconnect the lift. Let's go Megatron and Construction 2. And then Devastator Hub. And then Megatron. And then Devastator Hub. Cool. I take a break once an hour, folks. If you are new, you get to ride the break train. I get to refresh my coffee. Grab a snack, grab a friend. We're always trying to grow the channel. I'll be right back. How's that for timing? I guess I could have just left it there, but... I have to remember to reverse... No, reconnect... Reconnect the lift. I never thought I could have or should have tried. I'm not sure how you could do it. If you could actually connect it from here to there and have that nice seam connection. That would be really cool. Is it me or is the lighting right now really, really good? Like that looks almost touchable. That's ridiculous. I wish I could have the same, you know, without the tube. I wish I could have that same clean connection. We'd have to, I mean, I don't want to do it now because I've already built the other, the other 20. So it's staying like this for now, but in future, it would be nice to be able to get that. I have to change that Nightbot notification. The number of subs I need to get in order to be a full-time creator is higher now. Nudge the lift closer. I can't. Like you can't connect. You have to have something to connect it to. Oh, it's a wish. Yeah. Alright, so I'm just gonna save that again. Your designer. And then we'll head back to the production floor. It's a pretty busy stream, actually. Ooh, coffee's too hot. Zapped it into the microwave a little bit too long. I'm looking forward to having a permanent hypertube hub in this place. This is all so temporary. This is going to be really in your face when you get in here. Alright, so now we should be able to use this one. Yep. Output heading away from us. We can line this up this way. Wish it wouldn't blink with the power pole. Maybe this is all part of that aiming thing that they're fixing. Looks lined up to me. One, two, three. Yep. So we'll run into the same issue with the rocks here as this little thing goes up, but we should be good. Oh, I guess I should check to see if I can make more of these. We need to make another 19. Yep, we're good. That's the only way it can go. 2, 3, 4. Oh boy. Silly, stupid hover pack. Just... Where was I? 1, 2, 3, 4. Five, 6, 7. I'm out of plates again. Well, why did it tell me that I couldn't... Why did it tell me I could build it? It's annoying. I don't have enough rotors either. Oh, because I'm building foundries on the list, and I'm building a lot more than foundries in the blueprint. That's what it is. So that's my fault, but the hover pack is definitely not my fault. Rotors. Oh man. I don't know if I have any of those around. The reach of the hover pack should be a lot farther, Sandy. Or the charge should be longer, or I think I was listening to What Darren Plays, and they were talking about how you should be able to use the hover pack on your own at a limited range, but once you get to the point in the game where you can build batteries, if you have batteries on you, then the hover pack should just use batteries, and then you can fly wherever. And I agree, because batteries are not easy to do, right? And I think that would make sense. I think we're going to run out of rotors, friends. That's right, we're making them, just not here. Yet. Yeah, I think it would be a good end game thing, you know, to kind of like really get yourself to like drones and batteries, and then you yourself become a drone. Like a Mark II hover pack or something. They made the change to the jetpack, you're right. They changed the fuel and the way that the fuel burns and stuff. That's true. Maybe they'll change the hover pack. Oh, we have stators, but we don't have rotors. Whoa. Alright, well, it looks like we're going back to... looks like we're going back to the main base. And I'm going to take the train, because we've got a train track that gets us most of the way there. And that'll be the fastest way to get a good load of stuff. I'm not sure why I didn't take the hover tube down. That's weird. Boo past Joel, yeah, right? So we're good for stators, it's just rotors, I think. That's right, that's why we've got the construction train and why we've been working on extending the rail line. So it makes sense. We're not quite ready to take the train vertical. I'm not sure how we're going to do it. I don't want to do a corkscrew, but it'll get us most of the way there. I should put some of my stuff in an inventory, though. Yeah, I've got enough room to bring back quite a few rotors, so we should be good for space. It's just my inventory is a little bit slag, but that's fine. I think the only station I have out there is Construction 2. So we'll have to go that far, and then we'll go the rest by manual. Maybe not completely unlimited, but close to enough as long as you remember to charge the batteries at a reasonable intervals. So you're thinking it should be rechargeable, Meadow? I think it was going to consume batteries, just like the way that you consume jet fuel. But the ability to hover with a hover pack powered by batteries would be fantastic. The batteries and drones are consumed. Yeah, exactly. Oh, no worries, Meadow. No worries, Meadow. Yeah, I didn't mean that to sound like I was correcting you. Just more like clarifying what I meant. No, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Now we just continue on our own this way. Why am I don't want to brake. I want to go faster. I think I might reduce the number of blocks out this way. Our frames are going to drop to crap once we get out here, but not much we can do about it. Yeah, I thought I got closer with the track, but I guess I didn't. Gonna pull around so that blue car is close to where we want it to be. There's the pipeline. So what I'll do is I'll put my stuff in a big bin. I don't remember changing my colors in my... Why is that so odd? It's like my colors are different in my UI. One of the things that absolutely drives me crazy... Yeah, it's like the colors aren't being transparent, right? You saw that, right? Like, why are they solid green and solid red and not the pastel colors that they should be in the menu? One thing that drives me nuts about games or software or anything, if you change something without me changing it, right, edit, confirm. Apply. Confirm. Yeah. It wasn't doing that before the break, was it? Like, when I was building with... Like, that is crazy green. I wonder if it's because we're out here and we're seeing all these graphical errors. Anyway. I'm going to need that back. I'm going to need the fuel back. And that should be it. Maybe we'll bring the food. It's got to be the area. There's got to be some sort of graphical problem here. No, that wasn't doing it with the blueprint. That's what I'm saying. I wonder if it's like location based. We'll have to do a test when we get back to Devastator. So the idea is eventually going to be to get the train to come up this slope somehow. This is too steep. I think it's too steep anyway. But switch tracks are huge, and there's more planning that needs to be done in this area before I actually decide where I want to put it. But I think we wanted the train station to be right where this big block is. Right here. So this is where I decided to start this playthrough, is way up here in the Northern Forest, which was something that required a lot of space adjustments. It's a very tight area. Lots of resources, but very, very snug. We should have rotors in here. Yes. Anything else that we need? I think we're good for motors. We're good for stators too, I think. You don't remember being low on anything else that we aren't making elsewhere? Just a quick supply run over the minefield of errors and updates that this factory has never seen. The whole area was built before they changed the biome. So we've got trees growing up through the factory and all kinds of craziness. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff out here that's just not rendering in right. I wonder if that's a known issue. Good spot for the train line, though. It's a really cool area of the map. Rotors in there. We will top this up with modular frames. And I have to put the rotors somewhere else too. No little buddies. Good. I need more modular frames. Easy breezy. The Lunar Sound, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Having too many updates might explain the color glitch? Yeah, could be. So for this long straight track, would people like to see some sort of like weaving variation or interesting? I mean, it wouldn't be very efficient, but it would be maybe more fun. Such a nice, chill way to travel around in this world. Like seeing other functional trains moving around, too. And this thing looks wild. I haven't finished it because I don't know if I'm going to keep it in that exact position. I keep on wondering whether we should move it over to the right as we approach it here, whether it should be farther to the right. Having this track straight leaves more focus on the surroundings. That's a good point. Good point. Excuse me. That's a good point, Meadow. So now we've got lots of rotors. Having that train really helps, because previously we wouldn't have the train capacity. Previously we would have to take a truck, which is a longer, slower way to get there. But then also we wouldn't have more than just a truck inventory to come back with. So it's a little bit easier this way. Don't know if I need that many. Need a more direct route up top. This will eventually not be here. I use it really just to kind of get a bird's eye view of what's happening with Devastator. We want to go this way. Just the changing in textures and trying out new ideas makes it easy to see both sides at once. And we're back. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, I'm surrounded by power on both sides. You'd think. Blueprint mode. 8, 9, and 10. We'll double check that just because we are who we are. Looks good to me. So we'll go back down the other end. And we'll add in the other ones. Now the measurement was basically the back end of it touching that. So we'll do this again. That should be it, right? Interesting how it's not causing problems like it did before. That should all be lined up. Belting this up is going to be a challenge. Yep, I think we're good. So that is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that is what our steel foundry is going to look like for the foreseeable future. Till we get more resources. Looking forward to being able to bomb the stinky pillars. Yes, me too. Because that's the other thing too. That will affect where we put our train route to the other base. The other base. I feel like I'm Minecraft in my brain. The other factory, there's some fart rocks in the way. There's some gas rocks in the way. And if we can get rid of them, it changes our plans for how we might want to bring the track up there. So that could be one way to fix that. Okay, so we have all of this in place. The next thing we need to do is start to belt it up. I also might as well decide on a pattern for the floor. So I went with the shiny stuff in here, which I quite like. But I'm wondering if we should go with something more steel for in here. Because we could always do this. Or, as I said, we could run... Oh, I don't want to do the 2 meter. Or we could do the shiny steel one. It's always tempting. It looks so much better when lights shine off of it too. Given the repetitiveness in here, I feel like the shiny stuff is probably going to be the way to go. What do we think, chat? It's between the steel and the polished concrete. Shiny? Yeah. We could also do shiny and like dark too, right? I had this dark gray, or we could do like a black. Nice. Okay. So that's probably going to be what we do. We'll do the shiny ones. And I'll decide on colors a little bit later. So next thing is the belts. Now the tricky part, of course, is that some of this stuff is going to have to go... I never thought about this. Some of this is going to get high and low in this section. So this wall might not stay here. We might need to use a little bit of this room to do our balancing on, because we have steel coming in there and coal coming in here, and each line needs 400, right? 40 times 10. So right now we've got 600 on each belt. The good news is all three of these belts don't have to come in here. We could also bring in the belts over this side too. So this first section needs 800, which means I don't need all three belts here. So this third belt could come in down here. So that's going to work out pretty well. So that means we've got 1200 coming in here. And that would be pretty easy to turn into 3 belts. So let's start with the third belt, which is going to be the outside belt. So that's just going to continue on here. And I guess it'll get split, or it'll get stuff pulled off of it first. So the design of this main bus should allow me to pull with a smart splitter. Smart splitter. I'm going to put one there and then line it up. I guess it doesn't really matter, but we're going to do just in case. Because this is going to machines, so you don't want it to get messed up. Overflow. None. Oh. Does that affect the other belt? I'm sure I did this before. Oh, it has to come out this side. Right. There's room there. So this would be here. I just have to reverse it. It's gonna come out this side. And then we just have to make sure that it's the right fit. One, two, three, four. So we can do this little bit here. One, two, I think. Looks straight to me. So what we do here is we actually change these to Mark IV. Oh, we can't do that. It's Mark IV 480. Well, I guess it'll just stutter a bit. That might not be the best way to do this. Yeah, when the founders are full, it just back up, it goes the other way. But I'm trying to do a little bit more nice looking balancing. That's all. So we've got 600. So this part is going to be easy. This is the part where we just have to split each one of these three ways and then combine them. So it'll take a little bit of room, but we can do it. So that'll come in and it'll be split this way. So that's 200 in each line. And then this would be the same thing. We'll have a merger in between them. And then so all we need to do here is create a merger. It's a little close. So this will be 400 here if we bring them out that way and that way. And then we just create a merger here. So that's 200 and 200 to 400. Same thing over here. So they're a little bit more spaced out. We could still do it. So there's your 400 coming in. So I could even move this back a little bit and we could still have it go through the right holes if we wanted to come out that way. So that is 2 inputs there of 600 each with 3 400s. Just taking, 1200 and dividing it down into its multiple denominators. I think that's how you say that. It's been a long time since I've taken basic math. So now I just have to worry about how these belts are getting down the line here, because of course we have, if we run lines, coming in, we've got these lines coming in and they have to get to these. I've got a funny feeling that my mistake here is that I've not put these at different levels. I think that's probably something I should have done, is I should have put these up here. Which is a pretty easy fix considering that we have these here now. So it's not the end of the world. Because what that means is that when we have these guys come in, we can get them up, well, maybe not that high, but we'll have to get them up higher to go down and attach along the different ways. Because this is also 600 and 600, so that's going to have to be split in the same way, which we do have room for. So we could do the same sort of thing over here. Had I really been thinking about it, I could have fed these from a different direction too. The other option would be to do a manifold where this just feeds into this until it runs out. So we could do the 600 here, just plow that right into this with an overflow splitter here and do it manifold style. I mean, the whole thing is a manifold anyway. How would you approach it, chat? What would you do? Would you have the line of 600 coal come in, go into an overflow splitter, have what's needed go down here, 400 a minute, have the other 2 spill over, merge with something else, merge with another, well, we can't even merge it with another 600 because a belt can't handle it. So we'd have to have the remainder merge with the other 2 down here. That might be the easier way to do it. It's certainly how I think I want to approach the iron. Well, we know we can balance this pretty easily. So how do we then balance the other one? We can't split it in half. We'd have to bring in the entire belt, balance it, and then send the other coal back the other way to rejoin the line. Your builds are a mess compared to me. Yeah. Well, I can always do this later. I can always balance it later. The manifold thing is the easiest thing to set up. So if that was the case, we'd have to have a smart splitter, which I should have on my hotbar. So smart splitter would come in there. You'd have to leave room. I remember this issue before. Well, they don't have to come in there. They can come in the other side here too. Those could come in up there. I feel like that gives us the most room to play around if we need to. So that would be in there. So that would be 400 there, 200 going this way. So we would do... Did the UI change for this all of a sudden? Oh, it's a programmable splitter, that's why. So center would be coal, left would be overflow, and then none. So that would be 400 going that way, 200 being put out this way. This one would need the 200. So we'd need another smart splitter here with input on the back. I can't combine two belts together to make 800. I think I have to do this twice. This has to happen again here. Another 600 belt has to come in here. And I guess I could have it come in that way. So that's another coal going this way. To the right, overflow. And then none. So that will be 400 in these two sorted. Now each of these are putting out 200 that I can combine. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I can just take it outside, I guess. Well, this doesn't have to be here either. I feel like I'm boxing myself in for no good reason. So how do I connect to this easily? This is going to have a belt go in here. This is going to have a belt go in there. This output could just go back outside, I guess. Closing up in 2 hours. Is it nighttime yet? I'm getting there. This game needs a clock. I would like to have a heads-up clock. So same thing. This would have then an output that we could send out this way. Unfortunately, the way that this lined up, this doesn't line up the way that I'd like it to. Yeah, none of those work. That's annoying. So we could remove this. I know how to do this. Merger. That's another... $400 there. This would have to come in. Really don't like that they snap like that. Yeah, that's... The inputs and stuff get a little bit crazy. It's probably easier just to balance it outside. It's probably easier just to use this space to balance it, yeah. Alright, so if I do that, that still leaves me with a 600 line that I have to get down to a 400 line. But I guess the solution to that is to use a smart splitter over here on the last coal line, which is the outside one here. So we would bring it in here. We would do coal straight ahead, overflow to the left, nothing to the right, and the overflow would just exit and head straight back onto the coal belt. And that works out because then it's joining the coal belt down the line and continues to go. So that's this done. I guess I could probably just rotate that. Have it actually line up the way that I want it to. Of course, it rotated it the wrong way. Why would it put it the right way? The amount of time this game makes you redo stuff is tedious. So then 200 is going to come out this other side. If it's outside, you can hide the MS behind the walls. But this is all underneath anyway. Like, it's not so much... It's not so much a mess. It's me getting it. It's getting out of my own way because I made the mistake of having everything done in the same level. So this would just extend out. We would just copy this. Probably gonna actually send that back that way. And this can reach all the way. So then we just grab this, continue it along. Grab a merger. And we've got coal. Continuing along. Oh, that's not the right level. I messed that up. Oh, I see. I see. Now it's getting dark. Thanks again for the reminder, Sandy. Appreciate it. That should be straight. Beautiful. All right. Time to grab that other break. We're getting close. I think we're getting close to figuring it out. I think one of the things that bugs me about the game is that you're always not quite balanced. Like there's always something. I know that's part of the challenge, but I feel like they don't necessarily give you the best. I think the splitters are where I get really annoyed. Transport train. All right, Megatron, Construction 2, Devastator Hub, Megatron, Devastator Hub, sure. Cool. Once again, folks, I take a break once an hour. It is that time, and I'm going to grab a little bit of a snack here, stretch. You should too. Grab a friend, and let them know we're streaming, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Sandy. All right. I'm not sure what it is about getting off the train, but it always kills my sprint. Like my auto sprint is always off. Thanks, Dan. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. I know you were off and on lurking earlier. I know this is kind of like a sloggy part of the build process, but hopefully it's at least informative for people on how they can approach their builds. Okay. So if we're going to do this, then we need to do... I mean, we're eventually going to need all the coal anyway, right? No, 1600 was my max. Right. So if we're going to do that, then what we should do is do all the balancing over here that I had originally planned. What we'll do for that is we'll back this up so it all comes in at a nice location. I feel like we might have to just back this up by a single foundation. So we'll have 2 belts coming in. They're going to come in here, I would say. Oh, no, they're going to be farther apart than that, don't they? So the merger is going to go here, I guess. That's a splitter. So we'll have this coming in here. Probably the easier way to do it. Why is that being screwy? Okay, so that's the input for those two. We'll combine that here and here. And then we'll get 3 lines coming out, and they'll all come out in the right order. Where does this go? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's still settling into the new place? You moved, or are you talking about the game? Alright, well, that makes this a lot simpler. So then we've got this guy. You moved. Cool. That will just go down there. This one will come out to... So we'll do this one next. You're going to come all the way down to here. Coal is on this side. Metal plates again. Well, I should change this anyway. It's going to be a 400 line, so they have to be Mark 4 anyway. So that is all the coal initially belted up. In terms of just the major inputs. We still have this overflow, but that is connected. The problem is, of course, this doesn't go anywhere. And it is somehow off center. So that's just going to go to a recycler, do an awesome sink somehow, somewhere. Either way, we're not going to run out of coal, just that there might be too much coal going into some of these machines. All right, so before I belt up the entire thing, I think what I want to do is work out how we're going to distribute the iron, and I think what we're going to have to do is raise everything up as far as the iron input goes. And the iron is going to have the same problem of being... it's going to have that overflow problem. So if I raise these up here... That's right. And then here... And then there. Yeah, so this is something that, you know, one of those lessons learned when you're doing the logistics floor, that because I was building it without the actual belts, I forgot that you have to have different heights. But it's a good note on why you should have 2 foundations worth of logistics, not just one. I wouldn't be able to do this very easily if we had only 4 meters of clearance, but we've got 8. right? There's this is deceiving because these are 2 meters, but there's, well, not quite 8. There's 7 meters here. So this is much better than the ceiling being at this level, right? Well, we wouldn't be able to do it. It wouldn't work. All right, so that is the 4 lines for the iron. And we've got 2 lines of 600 each here. So this is where we probably need to do like a smart splitter. So 400 goes that way. 600 will come in there. We'll do the same thing down this way. So then this can be a merger. Right here. So 600 and 600 is 1200. Divided by 3 is 400 each. So if I did the same thing here, I just have to have the other line enter at a different spot. And I can do a smart splitter here. So this will be another 400 going down that way. The 200 will go into here. Why is that? Oh, it's facing the wrong way. Again, because they rotated it for me. Thank you, Satisfactory. So that goes there, that goes there. Not enough beams, of course. That would be too easy. Always double check the outputs. I just wish the stupid game wouldn't rotate them automatically. Like there's some things about that kind of behavior in UI that just drives me nuts. Because like, you know, the devs notice it. Like they must know. Now I understand it's still in development and it might not be high on the fix list, but just like, why is it there in the first place? That's the kind of thing for me that I would have noticed it. And before it ever got put into the game, I would have been just like, we have to fix this before we give it to people. You know, like even to test. Because the first bit of feedback they're going to get is like, why does it rotate without me telling it to rotate? That's annoying. Stop it. Yeah, like it just makes more work. And it's not fun. There's work in any game like this in Minecraft that's fun. And redoing something that you did when you thought you did it right, but the game decided for you and it was wrong, not good. So essentially, these guys are just not going to be used until we have more iron, because that's 1200 iron coming in. What we'll do with this guy is we'll bring him around along here, and have him enter at this point here. Probably. Yeah, that'll be okay. Probably going to keep this all concrete now that I think about it. Less conspicuous. So that's this guy is going to come down and connect up here. Oh, nice. Sometimes you forget about floor holes. That might work. Ah, it's too low. Interesting. Can that be any shorter? It's weird how it's in between. Oh, it's because it's a 2 meter. No, that shouldn't matter. What I should do is just make one of these here so I can line it up. This is one of those things, Sandy, we were talking about the aiming. Definitely weird. Are you going to fit the whole way? That's awesome. So that'll run that all the way down there. And what I should do is I'll double check the 5th floor thing. So we'll just double check that that's coming from the 5th floor. One of these is the 5th, one of them is the 4th. I just don't remember which is which. Right, so the right-hand side. Right-hand side stays on the right-hand side. Stays on the right-hand side. These didn't reload even after saving the game. Right-hand side is now the left-hand side. It is indeed floor 5. Okay, cool. I got that right. Nice. I knew they crossed at some point. All right, so that is no longer happening here. So that's correct. What has to happen is this. I think I need to change the input on this. Oh no, this is on. This is a smart splitter. Right is coal. Overflow. Left is none. Okay, make sure that this is set up the right way too. So it's coming in from the back here, I hope. I might have to take that down longer. Of course, why would that fit? That would be easy. Alright, we'll do that. That's fine. What's going to be the easiest way to do this? Wonder if a ceiling belt would work? Nope. So it needs to come down. That's annoying. Alright, so that'll work. I just have to reverse this. So left is going to be coal, straight is going to be overflow, and right is going to be none. Steel beam. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. So it's iron ingots. Good call. That would have been like, why is it not working? I would have caught it at some point. This is just a merger, but this also has to be iron ingots. Thank you. Oh, it's all good. That's all good. So then this just gets switched. Now that is... Did I line that up at all? Or did I just not bother? Was I that dumb? Oh no, that's lined up. I think I'm just going to run this up high quickly. Rather than create a different hole. 1, 2, 3... Just run that straight in there. So that stays the same. And then this we'll have to put somewhere else because we need another 400 for here. Future Joel always appreciates this stuff. So it needs to be 400 coal. What this needs to be. Needs 400 per minute. Cool. So that is going to go into this guy right there. The same idea, we'll just bring that down basically as quickly as we can. Line that up. that right? Yep. So just leave that unhooked for now. So that is all of the sources done as far as the belts go. So now what we need to do is remove all of the iron bits here, replace them. So this is going to be a splitter to make sure that the orange... Oh, hey, look! The orange and the green is back to being the right color. Like it's not red and green, it's orange and green. Or orange and teal. This is going to work out here anyway. We were going to have to raise these as it stands. And make sure I'm not deleting the wrong ones. Did I just delete the wrong one? Delete those. A little easier to do when you can see them. And overall, even though we messed up on the blueprint, it's still not a crazy amount of work. Because we still have to belt these up kind of manually anyway. That's that part done. Now this is definitely under the ground here, but I feel like we can maybe fudge this a little bit. The same idea here, splitter. And every time, Sandy, I'm double checking. I'm like, is the arrow in the right space? Yes. Is the arrow in the right space? Yes. I don't trust. Don't trust the game. It's weird how you like going a certain way when you're belting things up. It is an absolute UI nightmare down here, though. Okay, those are all belted up. So now I can color them. Don't know why it looks darker on the lighter color. Oh, because white's the secondary. No, that doesn't make any sense. Sure. So that is iron. Almost done. We're just going to use the same belt all the way down. And what I should do right now before I forget is get my customizer and do this and go standard. So now I don't have to paint these things every time. I should do that with the with everything. I should have done that before I did all the different belts and things, or the lifts. Alright, iron on the first half is done. Will look neat with all the different colors for different belts and materials. I think so too. The thing that I really wish we had was more control over the colors. So this is currently receiving... No. Oh, right. It isn't hooked up on this side. So what I want to do is unhook that. I don't think this will reach. Not quite. Right, so that's ready to go. And these need to be raised up. But it should be white now. Yep. And then we just delete that, that. Once you get into a groove, it can go a little bit faster. It is really hard to see, though. So, another 400 belts. I think that's something that I find is one of the issues. I don't understand why they decided to make the belt speeds the way that they are. It seems to me it would have been a lot better to do them in more even numbers. But again, maybe that's the game design wanting, like, that's the challenge, I guess. I'm not enough of a mathematician to really get it. So we don't have this ready to go, so I'm just going to leave that. And then we'll focus on the coal. So the coal we don't have to adjust, we just have to belt. And I'm going to change my color customizer to, I think we're using number 7. So the challenge here will be what we do with this stuff that gets buried here. So the good news is this can just be, I think, made higher. And it should work out just fine. So it's only at the front where they had to be on separate levels. And I know technically that doesn't have to be a splitter, but whatever. So it gets a little bit floaty here, but this is what the logistics floor is for. And we would have to do this regardless of using a blueprint or not. So same thing, we'll just go up in the last 4. Really wish I had power down here. See that, Sandy? Double checking. That's done, and it's really hard to see the floor holes. As much as it is a fast build, it's faster to build things right the first time. Yeah, exactly. Right. So now we just have one more set of coal to set up, and then we're good for our capacity at the moment, which is the 1,200 of each, or the 1,200 iron. We've got the coal. It's just the 1,200 irons we're missing. Can't forget to paint the belt though. And now we've got to do all the power. Thankfully, all the machines are hooked up. It's just the little bits stringing between the machines. I'm not sure what you call that. Daisy chaining the machines, I guess. Which is not something you can do in the game, but you kind of have to make your own daisy chains. The last 4? Yeah. Wait a minute. Oh, these ones are on a different spot. Why am I confused here? Yeah, it should be that one, but I guess this will work. It's fine. Less work. Okay, that's good. So that's all the coal and all the iron hooked up for what we have for capacity right now. So last, we have this stuff to do, which is really easy to do before you put the floor in. We'll just line this up so it's straight. And we'll figure out where that's coming in later. funny how I've noticed this in Minecraft too. I can talk myself through designing something. I can talk myself through working through logistics problems, backing up and looking at something and talking about it. But the moment I have like a tedious, repetitive task that requires like hand-eye coordination, like aiming, I'm completely useless. I'm like that when I play like first-person shooters on stream too. You know, I mean, those are a little bit different because you're trying not to die and you're trying to focus on the enemy, and they're a lot more engaging, I think, and entertaining as well. Well, we might as well do the power for all of these, even though we're not going to use them. I can put a breaker on them, turn them off. Not that we don't need it, but because it'd be nice to know what the power usage would be if it was powered on. I don't remember whether foundries are high voltage users or not. Or high wattage, I guess. So, where is the power going to come from? I don't even know if I have a main power line out here. What I've been doing is pulling from the central bit. Let's go up to the main pull, because I think the idea was to pull from Devastator. Or from Megatron? Does that have anything to do with people not being able to walk and chew gum at the same time? No, I think it's... I think because there's nothing to talk about, right? Like if you're mining out stuff mindlessly in Minecraft, I can talk over that. But if you're specifically mining, like hooking up power in this game, I find that it's very, very tricky. So this is the main line in for Devastator, as far as I know. Yeah. That goes to there, and that continues on. Yep. So where do you go? You go down. Alright, I need a hover pack here. Ah, okay, you go over there. No! Accidental hypertube. So it was going to this node on the right here. So you connect to one, which is that. You connect to that one. You connect to this one. That connects to the middle, and the middle goes straight down. Middle goes straight down. All right. Straight down here. And connects to there. And then that's just used for those hypertubes. So this is main power here. Okay. So I was using the road to move power along in other places. I'd like to continue to do that. Seems like it would make the most sense. So we'll just do that. We'll bring the power down here and just pull off where we need it, where it makes the most sense. And I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh, we're going to crash. That's either a game crash or... Yep, that's a game crash. Crap. Anybody remember where the last autosave was? Send and restart. It wasn't recently. I don't remember the last hiccup. It was probably... my last break. That was an hour ago. We'll find out. The game boots up pretty fast, I have to say. Minecraft takes an hour. I'm exaggerating. 4:31. That was an hour ago. That sucks. That sucks. It's an hour. I have to do all of that belt work over again. Rough. Not doing that today. It's 5:30 here. It's probably a good time for me to go grab dinner anyway. So we're gonna pass you along to somebody playing hopefully Satisfactory. If not Satisfactory, I did notice that Blind Wave was streaming, so we'll see who's still going. Street Fighter 6, Blind Wave, fantastic community, really like them. I'm Kibitz is also playing Satisfactory. I am open to feedback from chat. What say you, chat? We got 20 of you here. Where would you like to go? There's also Minecraft. We can send you on to somebody playing Minecraft too. I know that some people are... Oh, Kibitz just ended? Okay, well that narrows that down. There is no one on my list playing Satisfactory then, so it's between Minecraft and Blind Wave for Street Fighter 6. I just refreshed my stream, Sandy, and Aldebar is not live. Like, not even on recommended channels. We can pass you along to Meggybyte. Meggybyte's a great streamer and a fun community, so I think you'll enjoy that. A little bit of a shift from Minecraft, from Satisfactory back to Minecraft, but I mean, I'm a Minecraft player. Well, I mean, there's also ScanVoice. ScanVoice or Meggybyte? Where do you guys want to go? Meggy? Most of the people here are regulars, so I want to get your feedback. All right, Meggybyte it is. Cool. All right, folks, that's going to be it for me. Thanks so much for hanging out. I have some redoing to do in Satisfactory because the game crashed. Yay. Thanks for a fun afternoon. We did some Lego, did some Satisfactory, belted up a lot of the steel. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock Atlantic. That's UTC minus 3 hours for Minecraft, back working on the keep. Next week, before we update to 1.20, we'll be doing some like netherite runs and mining and stuff like that. And you can also check out the podcasts that I do, the Spawn Chunks and the Citadel Cafe. Both free, easy to find. Thanks ever so much for the folks that subbed today or used their bits. I really appreciate the support. You can also check out patreon.com for the support. Great way to join the Discord. See you then. Bye for now.